Well, hello, and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the tarot reading for serious tarot readers. We don't do the lollipops and we don't do the rainbows and all the rest of that stuff. Don't care. We live in a very focused time. We live in a very critical time. And in fact, if you take recorded history, which only goes back 7,000 years, we know that history goes back much farther than that, but we don't have enough to put storylines together. Where we do beginning to get storylines is about 7,000 years ago, about Sumerians, that kind of a thing. Okay, so within the last 7,000 years, at no time has humanity been able to wipe itself off the face of the planet. Yes, we've had events, not so much in the last 7,000 years, but prior to that, we had all kinds of things, from solar storms to tilting Earth magnetics to asteroids or comets from outer space to volcanoes, a whole bunch of things. In fact, about 100,000 years ago, 70 to 100,000 years ago, they've been able to determine maybe as many as 10,000 to as few as 1,000 human beings lived on the planet. We just went through a horrendous cataclysmic event, natural event. And so there were anywhere between 1,000 to 10,000 human beings on the planet, period. We were that close to becoming extinct. We didn't. But those were natural events. What we're facing now are man-made events and issues. From the fog that is mysterious and I think in the long term will debilitate if not kill us. Because we are, according to Bill Gates, expecting a black swan event in the near future, which will, according to Bill Gates, get rid of 95% of the people on the planet, which of course is what his interest is apparently. So we've been able to medicate ourselves almost out of existence and maybe will. We have poisoned our water, our food. There's nothing in a regular grocery store that you can buy that's really healthy. All of it is manufactured in one way or another, and they want to do more. We have faulty medical procedures. We have just warped politics, social order, atomic wars, and of course then we finally have robots that have already taken millions of jobs and will take all that's left on the table, so to speak, within the next maybe 10 years. Elon Musk says that he thinks that within 10 years, every single job on the planet will be taken over by a robot. I don't care if you're a doctor or a lawyer or Indian chief, doesn't make any difference. A robot will do it better. So, we are in a very unique position. Will we survive? I don't know. It's a roll of the dice. It's a crapshoot. We have the potential, but the question is, will we reach out to our potential? Haven't shown much ability to do that in the past. Generally speaking, human beings are cowardly, myopic, and lazy. Can we overcome those gifts, if you want to call them that? Well, we'll see. There are some reasons for optimism, and I'm not just talking about the new administration. In fact, I give the new administration between now and July 4th, 2026, a year and a half from now, July 4th, 2026, the United States will turn 250 years of age. Coincidentally, the planet Pluto was about at the same exact place in the zodiac 250 years ago. And being that astrology, which I've done for over 50 years, is the science of cycles, 250 years, and it comes back to exactly the same spot. What do you think? We'll get in more to this kind of little astrology stuff because I want you to understand the cosmic tapestry. I think that's the phrase, cosmic tapestry that surrounds us. It may help you really define your place in the world and give you something to target. But this is a serious reading. Here's the difficulty. Numerology and astrology, which I've done for over 50 years, as I said, are the science of cycles. If you know the cycle, you can kind of go, okay, it's not going to happen exactly the same way, but that same kind of energy will be applied. So for the United States, 250 years ago was revolution. 250 years later, same spot. What do you think? With tarot, however, tarot is the science of potential. Now, it's treated like a carnival game as far as I'm concerned in most of the readings I've ever seen. It's a joke. First of all, not everybody's going to resonate with the reading. They do the same kind of a thing with astrology or numerology. Not everybody gets it. Not everybody is in the same frequency. Not everybody lines up with the reading. You're not supposed to. There are 8 billion of us on the planet. Man, there are so many mixes and matches, it's crazy. And in fact, truth be known, whether it's a numerology reading, astrology reading, or tarot reading, on any reading, you're lucky if you get 20% of the people connecting. It's more like 10, but you can maybe make it to 20. Most people are not in the same frequency at the same time. Now, I do a brand new reading every day, 365, so if we don't get it today, there's tomorrow, next week, next month. Check in every day. Hopefully you'll learn something, not just about tarot, but about yourself and life in general, hopefully. And it'll be interesting to you. And one day the frequencies and you are going to line up and boom. That's the time that you run like hell. Because the cosmic door is open for you, but it's not going to stay open. Remember, tarot is the science of potential. You got to get off your ass and you got to make connection. If you see the connection, you go, ooh, I'm feeling it. Well, then reach out, buddy. Reach out. So I take this very seriously. I'm here to inspire you. That's why I ask you to please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. You do those little things on the box there with the thumbs up and the subscribe stuff. It improves the algorithm. Gives me a chance to grow this thing a little bit because there is, to the best of my knowledge, very few people who are doing what I'm doing. They like to hand you roses and flowers and isn't this nice? Oh, they talk about their neighbors and what their neighbors are doing. That's bullshit. That's a waste of your time. I'm here to take a look at the frequency right now, to let you know about it, to let you know what the implications are, to let you know what the power is, to let you know what your connection is to it, if there is one. It's up to you to decide that you're going to do something about it. Science of potential. So let's get to it. Middle card. It's not a tarot card. The other 4, 2 on either side, are the tarot cards. The one in the middle is the oracle card. It sets the mood for the reading, and today it's blessed. Blessed. What the word blessed or blessing means is favor, most favored by God, the universe, whatever. But it's like you have that kind of frequency going on at that moment where things kind of fall in your direction. Things kind of fall in line for you. And you see this in your life all the time. There are certain people that you know who always get a break, always get a break. God, how did they do this? A case in point, me. My wife gets speeding tickets all the time. Married over 30 years. I'm guessing probably 10 is not out of line, maybe more like a dozen. She got a lead foot. But in my day, I had a lead foot too. I drove some pretty interesting cars. And I would push it. And I would get stopped by police for speeding. I never got a ticket. Never got a ticket. And a few times my wife was in the car with me as I got pulled over and the cop let me go and she got so pissed off at me. Ooh, how in the hell do you get away with this shit? How do you do this stuff? They got you. I don't know. That's a blessing. Didn't earn it. It's just that frequency. And I mean, they caught me speeding. I worked at the biggest radio station in Detroit years ago. I just came off of a shift. Was heading back up to the burbs where I live. And I was heading down one of the freeways in Detroit, and I was cruising. Literally, without exaggeration, I was probably doing 120, 125. Now, it was the time of day, early afternoon, very little traffic on the freeway, but I was cruising. State cop pulls me over and says, "Hey, do you know you were speeding?" I said, "Yeah, you got me." "Okay, fine. There's nothing I can do." Pants pulled down to my knees. "Here, give me a ticket." For whatever reason, I think it could have been the sticker because I had a station pass, and like I said, it's the biggest station in Detroit, so it's well known. For whatever reason, he said, "Look, would you slow it down?" Because I told him, I said, "I just got off the air. I was kind of like still kind of buzzed. I'm sorry." He said, "Would you just slow it down?" And wrote me a warning, and that was it. That was crazy. But that's blessed, most favored. So that's the energy that we're talking about. And to confirm that, the number on the upper right-hand corner is 22. That's a master number. That's a big number. And it gives you some sort of in terms of the material system. It's different for everybody, but we're all blessed. We're all most favored in one way or another. So with that in mind, take you to the meme. It's from Josh Becker. He says, "Have the courage to build your life around what is really most important to you. Be authentic." That's how you tap into your blessing. Let's get to the cards. All the way to the left, we have the Eight of Swords. This lady here is surrounded by true things, or things at least she thinks are true. It's her belief system, in essence. And she's trapped by them. Because she can just follow the water, follow her emotion, follow her gut feeling. She'd be fine, but she can't. She's trapped. I got to see it, I got to feel it, I got to touch it. And so she's trapped by her own thoughts, her own belief system. Next card over is the Six of Cups, some sort of an emotional connection. Probably going back to the past, someone, something, some situation that's holding you back, that is adding strength to the Eight of Swords. You can't let go. You just can't. And that's exactly what's stopping you. There's some emotional connection or belief or something that's blinding you. Next card over is the Three of Wands. Wands are positivity, enthusiasm. And the Three of Wands talks about pursuing the unknown, being a visionary. And that's what it's going to take. You're going to have to tap into this most favored position. You're going to have to acknowledge the blessing. That means you're going to have to let go of some emotional baggage from the past so you can see again so that you're free. Because that's what the Eight of Swords is all about. The Six of Cups has trapped you in the past somehow. Eight of Swords says, and you can't see where you are right now, but it's your choice. It's your issue. And the final card is Judgment, awakening, rebirth, inner calling, new perspective. That's what you need. You are most favored. But you have to acknowledge it and be open to it. And some emotional conditioning is telling you, no, don't do that. Suffer. You need to find out what that emotional anchor is, because it's doing more harm than good. You are blessed. You are most favored. But you got to reach out and touch it. That's the tricky part. Have the courage to build your life around what's really most important to you. And that's what this time of tribulation, if you want to call it that, is leading you to. You wouldn't have come here any other way. You had to hurt. But it's forcing you to take a look at that emotional thing that you're dragging along that keeps you from seeing where you are, keeps you from really connecting with your blessings. You will be given a chance, if you haven't already, to see it from a new angle. Take advantage of it, huh? That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another Tao Tarot reading, manifested reading. Between now and the next time you and I get together, hopefully tomorrow. Peace and blessings.